Happy Saturday! Today we're going to combine a couple flows we've already done, so I hope you have fun with it. And we'll start in a forward fold at the top of our mats.
As you inhale, lengthen your spine and lift your chest. And as you exhale, bend your knees, let it go. Sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. And then seal them back to your heart. All right, let's get started. Inhale, rise to upward salute. And then exhale, forward fold. Lengthening through your spine as you lift your chest. And then stepping your left foot back, dropping your left knee, and then just opening up to a gentle low lunge twist. Bringing your fingertips back onto the mat, pulling your chest forward, squaring in the shoulders and the hips. Lift up through your back leg. Take a breath here. And then exhale, step your left foot outside your left hand. Come into active squat. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on your exhale, straighten your legs, hands apart. On your inhale, rise to upward salute. On your exhale, forward fold, maybe bend those knees. Lengthening through your spine, planting your palms, and then stepping your right foot back, dropping your right knee, opening up to a gentle low lunge twist. Bring your fingertips back to the mat, pull your chest forward, square off your shoulders, lift up through your back knee, take one full breath, and then on your exhale, step it forward into an active squat, pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up, hands to heart. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthening through your spine, lift your chest. And then plant your left foot back, drop your left knee, open your body up to a gentle twist, maybe cactus those arms like we've done before. Come back to your fingertips, tuck onto those back toes, lift your chest, and this time shift forward and back, just a couple times. Really getting that knee nice and wide, feeling that hip, that mobilize. And then start to bend into your left leg, step forward into your squat, pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Getting that blood pumping. Lengthen your spine. And then step your right foot back. Drop your right knee. Open up to one breath into your cactus. Bring your fingertips back. Pull your chest forward. And then tuck your back toes. Come up into your lunge. But keep your fingertips on the mat. Start to shift forward and back. Good. Bend your right knee. Step it forward. Take 5. Pulse this for 4, 3, 2, reach out. 1, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, rise and reach. Really reach through your low back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your left knee back. Drop it all the way down. Big breath in. Squeeze that elbow back. Bringing your fingertips back on the mat. Tuck your left toes. Lift up through, shift forward and back. Good. Bend your left knee. Step it forward. Active squat. Pulse for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. We're almost there. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Going at your own pace. Step your right foot back. Drop your back knee. Open all the way up. Bringing your fingertips back. Lifting up through that right knee. Shift forward and back a couple times. And then bend your right knee, step it forward, active squat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up, inhale, rise, and then forward fold. Lengthen your spine, melt your heart. Step your left foot back, drop your left knee, open up to your twist. Then bringing your right hand back, pick up your left knee, tuck your toes, shift forward and back. Okay, this time step your right foot back into a high plank pose. Take a full push-up on your toes or on your knees, and then drop your knees, drop your forearms, pull your body through an upward facing dog. So I like to tuck my toes for this one, but you can always chill on the tops of your feet. Send your hips high. Do a downward facing dog. We're gonna step that left foot outside our left hand, dropping the back knee. Taking a big breath into your low twist. Bringing your fingertips back, lift up through your back knee, shift forward and back. This time plant your palms and step your foot back into a plank pose, take a full push-up. And then drop the knees, drop the forearms, Inhale, pull your body through, upward facing dog. On your exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Melting your heart, relaxing your shoulders, not being attached to where those heels or those feet or anything is. Just let it be what it is. As long as it feels good to you. Awesome. And then just start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Bring your feet as wide as your yoga mat. Maybe point those toes out. Start to connect your fingertips down. And then just go down somewhere. Maybe you head all the way to yogi squat. Maybe you connect your palms. Or you just hang out somewhere that gives you that opening. If you're here, then start to squeeze your legs apart like you're trying to rip apart your mat. If you're here, push your palms together. Maybe resist your knees with your elbows. Take 2 more breaths. Wherever your body is letting you hang out right now, let it feel good. Planting the palms, forward fold, hold on to opposite elbows, let your head go.
And when you're ready, just make your way to a tabletop. Maybe take a few cat-cows, take a few stretches. Just enjoying a few moments of transitioning.
Back to that tabletop, we're just going to extend our right leg back. Maybe just rotate through that ankle. Make sure that you're lifting up through your low belly, and perhaps extend that left arm all the way out so you can point through your toes and reach to your fingertips. So looking down at your right thumb, begin to push into the base of your right palm so you can get really, really nice and level. And then stay here in your bird dog, or just begin to lift up 2 inches with the arm, with the leg, up, down, up, down. So little tiny pulses. Really squeezing with the back side of that right glute, or holding stationary for 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring your left hand down. Keep your leg lifted, up, down. So really pointing through the toes. Taking a few deep breaths and just kind of making sure your spine is not doing this. Everything is stable. And then begin to point and flex your foot. Yeah, so just alternate through that. Point and flex. Really, really stable in your low back. Keep it going just like that. So flex, point, flex, point. Keep going. Flex and point. Flex, point, flex, point. All right, and then start to crunch that leg in. So in, out, in, out. Really pointing through the toe. Just kind of loosen up through that hip joint. In, out, in. Still controlling through that low back. Try to touch your elbow. So elbow and elbow. So we go to the right, extend, left, extend, right, extend, left. Good. Last one, and then gently come onto those forearms. And then just floating up through that right leg. Flex your right foot, gaze straight down in between your arms like the number 11, and then just start to try to touch your heel to the ceiling. Woo, just getting really juicy this morning or this afternoon. Wherever you're at, squeeze your booty, flex your foot, and then lift it higher. Keep it going. So pulse, pulse, pulse. Like a little Jane Fonda on you today. Pulse, pulse. Okay, now notice how much you're moving your leg. Keep it as high as you can, and then just up and down, baby inch movements. Little pulses, as high as you can. For 8, 7, 6, really squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Woo. Go into that child's pose, wiggle side to side. We're not quite done with that leg. So come back into your tabletop. Take a moment for you. Extend that right leg back, flex your foot, and then come out to the side. Lift it all the way back where we've done this before. Lift it up and out, up, back, up, out, up, back 2 more, up, out, and all the way back. Last one. Good. Bringing that right knee in, nice and close. Wiggle those hips side to side. Notice where you feel it and let that be okay. Connect those palms. Lift your right knee, but keep it right next to your left knee. We're going to come into hydrants. Keep your low belly nice and flat. Up, down, up, down, up. We've only got 5 more. Lift it up, down. Baby bend in those elbows for 3. We're going to see if we can keep it lifted on this last one. Hold it, pulse it, flex your foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, let it go. Shake those wrists out, take a moment. Wiggle through that. Good news, we've got 2 legs, we've got 2 sides. All right, so let's get into that left side. Keep a baby bend. If that's ever too much on your wrist, just come to your fist and go at your own pace. Let's get the second side. Extend through that left leg. Stacking yourself up. Reach your right arm forward. Try to get that bicep by your ear. Find some space on the right side of your body. Stay here or lift. Lift, lift, lift. That gaze is right down at your left thumb. Lift, lift. Seeing how long you can get in the spine. Staying with your breath. Lift it up and down. Up, down. Really squeezing through the back side of that glute. Good. We're going to bring our right hand down. We're going to keep our left foot pointed. So lift, lift. Really solid through that belly, through that low back. You're not overarching. You're lifting your chest. Find some space in that right hip. Ooh, I feel it too. Let's start to transition to point, flex. So point the toes, then flex the foot. You should feel this through the back of the leg, just a little bit more through that heel lift. Getting things ready. Almost there. Stay with it. So point, flex, point, flex. So good. Point and flex. Point, flex. Almost there. We're going to start to crunch our knee into our chest. Let's go. So in, out, in, out. Really extend through that left leg. In, out, out. Good. Big sweeps. Give yourself 5 more. So in, out, in, out. Good. Last 2. Then we come on to those forearms. Finding your gaze in between your elbows. Bend your knee and flex your foot. So lift, 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 lift. Woo, grip into those palms. Just keep it going. We're in this together. So lift, lift. As high as you can. Squeeze your butt. Keep it going. Good. Lift and lift. Woo. We're more than halfway. So lift, 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 lift. And then keep it as high as you can. Baby pulses to the top. So lift, lift, lift. Woo. Stay with it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly. Whew. Drop those hips. Drop that leg. We just got right into it. But we're not quite done. Come back to that tabletop. It's okay if your booty's on fire. That means you're doing it right. We're going to come out into those lateral taps. So reach that left leg back behind you. Lift it up and then tap it out. And then rainbow all the way back. So up, tap it out. Good. Big sweeps. Give yourself 5 more, so we have 8 in total. Last 4. Flex your foot. Take care of that left elbow. Good. Last 2. Lift it as high as you can. Bring it out to the side. Last 1. Bring those knees back to center. We got one more thing on this left side, so maybe come onto the fist if you need that rest. Bring your left knee so it's out of hover, and then give me 8 fire hydrants out to the left. So 8, 7, squeeze those legs for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Good, and then just retire to child's pose. Maybe wiggle those hips side to side. Maybe even tap out that booty. Nice work. Beautiful. Give yourself 1 or 2 more breaths, or however much time you need. Or you're going to flip onto your left side. So hopefully you just finished your left leg. If not, just make sure you're lifting up through the opposite side so you have a little bit of rest for that first set. So I really like to have my arm on my bicep. But if you need your head lifted, then just hold that right here. That top arm can be out in front of you. Try and bring your legs and your hips all in line. Of course, if you need to bend that bottom leg, that's totally cool if that feels more supportive. It's just going to be a lot more difficult, a lot more core work if you're going to bring those legs together. So maybe for the first one, bend that bottom leg, flex your right foot, lift it up, lower down. Lift it up, lower down. Really trying to bring those hips nice and stacked so they're not all the way open like this, and they're not all the way closed. You want them right in the center so you get that burn right there. Lower, lift, lower, lift. So good, you can be here all day. We won't, but we could. Lower, lift. Yeah, it's nice to have your hand on your hip so you can really hold yourself accountable to staying with that. Lower, lift. This next one, you're going to leave it lifted about halfway, point your toes. Bringing that right hand down, start to draw some circles. You become onto that hand with your head, trying to keep your hips stacked. So don't open up your hip because it's hard. I know it's hard. Keep it there. Reverse that direction. Holy moly. Woo. Stay with your breath. Stay with your hips lifting up through that leg. For 2 more circles. Last one. Lower it down. Roll onto your belly. Give yourself a baby cobra. And then just come onto the other side. Let's get that burn going on that left leg. Set yourself up the way you like it. Maybe bend that bottom knee just until you get used to this position. Flex your top leg. Keep your hips nice and in line with one another, not opening, not closing. Let's get that glute on fire. So lower, lift, lower. Always checking in with yourself. Trying to point your toes just slightly down. Think about like a pigeon toe in a wide-legged fold. And if you're really pushing into your bottom leg, see if you can relax through it. Using that top leg, because that's where we want to feel the work, not from the bottom. Good, stay with it. Keep those hips stacked. Moving nice and steady for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and then keep it lifted on this last one. Point your toes. Maybe just hold for a second and then begin to draw some circles. No matter how sticky or how much on fire your booty is. Bring that hand in front so you're nice and steady. Yeah, good. Work through it. And then gently switch directions. Try to keep your leg lifted but your hips stacked. Woo! Yeah, get it. Take 3 more circles. As sticky or as slow as they are.
All right, take a moment for you. We're going to head back into our flow to finish our practice today. So standing at the top of your mat, I'll meet you there.
So we get the inhale to upward salute. Exhale, bow to yourself, your practice, your day. Lengthen your spine. We're going to take a vinyasa to get to down dog. So step your feet back to a plank pose. Take a push-up if you want it. Drop your knees, drop your forearms. Pull your chest through an upward facing dog. And then meet you in downward facing dog. We're going to start on the right leg. Then we're going to stay with our breath. So on your inhale, lift that right leg however high you want to go. Bend your knee and then step your right foot outside your right hand. Beautiful. And then frame your foot with your hands. So start to walk it in. Bringing your fingertips on either side of the foot. Squeeze your legs together. Reach your fingertips back behind you. Begin to lift up into your YOGA30 high lunge. So taking an inhale here. Start to bend into your back knee if that's available. Bringing your right hand to your belly, your left hand to your low back. That left knee doesn't have to bend at all, or maybe it's just a tiny little bit. Keep your right leg where it is, and then begin to straighten through that left leg as you hinge your body over those right toes. So you're still holding on to your belly and your low back with that right knee bent. Start to walk that left foot about halfway through. Keeping your chest lifted, push into your right heel. Keep your spine nice and long. You can lengthen through the low back just a little bit more. Stay here, or begin to lift off of those left toes into your modified warrior 3. So your right foot stays, your right knee stays bent. If that feels solid, you can start to straighten through that right leg, gazing straight down. Stay here for 3. Feel really supported in that right leg for 2. Bend into your right knee, left toes find the mat, stay in your lunge, arms reach overhead, bring your hands behind your head, gaze up. Feel free to drop that back knee if that feels better to you. Take one more breath. And then frame your foot with your hands, pick up your back knee, step your right foot back, take a vinyasa if you want it, it's super optional. Meeting in downward facing dog. I know I said super optional. It's always optional. On your inhale, lift that left leg high, just as high as you want to go, and then step your left foot outside your left hand, just a little bit kinder of a transition. Walk your left foot outside your left, walk your left hand outside your left foot, come onto the fingertips, and then squeeze the legs together, reach your fingertips back, inhale the arms all the way overhead. If this is feeling okay, start to lift up your right heel and then bend into your right knee into a double bent leg lunge. Bringing your left hand to your belly, your right hand to your low back. So squeeze the elbows back, lift through your chest, and then just start to straighten through that right leg. Keeping a decent bend in the left foot. Hinging forward, maybe stay here or step halfway through with those right toes. Really pulling that right hip forward, squeezing that left hip back. Stay here or begin to transition, floating that right foot off the mat, keeping your left leg nice and bent. If that feels good, start to push into your left leg. Maybe it comes to straight. Maybe you extend that right leg back farther. Wherever you are, hold it for 3, for 2. Slowly start to bend that left foot. Come into your right toes. Stay in your lunge, but reach your arms overhead and then bring your hands behind you. Squeeze the elbows back. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, frame your foot with your hands, step your left foot back, take a full push-up, take a vinyasa, or meet us in a downward facing dog. Take a full breath to reset, and just to kind of feel your body after a little bit of activation, a little bit of time to move. And let's do a couple more on each side, moving a little bit faster, but with control and mindfulness each step of the way. As you inhale, lift that right leg all the way up to the sky. Point your toes. Step your right foot maybe between your hands this time. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale, rise to your lunge. Bring your right hand to your belly, your left hand to your low back. Bend into your right knee. Hold it for 1 breath. Relax the shoulders. Keep your right knee where it is, but start to straighten through that left leg and hinge at your hips. Stay here, or step it halfway, or all the way into a bent leg warrior 3 possibly straightening through that right leg at any given time. Take one more breath. Bend into your right knee, step your left toes back. Inhale the arms behind your head. Take a big breath. As you exhale, frame your foot with your hands, step your right foot back, take a push-up or a vinyasa or neither, and then meet us in a downward facing dog. We're gonna lift those hips high, and when you're ready, left leg goes all the way up to the sky. Reach, 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 and then step your foot between your hands, maybe this time. Squeeze the legs together, reach the arms all the way up, then bring your left hand to your belly, your right hand to your low back, start to bend into your right knee. So leaning the shoulders back over the wrists. Stay here with your left leg, but begin to kick that right leg to straight and hinge at their hips. Take a breath here, and then begin to transition into your bent warrior three, flexing through those right foot, always staying on the ground if that feels more stable to you. For 3, 2, bend your left knee, reach your right toes, inhale the arms up. You can always drop back onto that back knee, take a full breath. Bringing your hands to the mat, stepping that left foot back, taking your optional vinyasa, and then hanging out in a down dog. Let's do one more on each side. Inhale, right leg high, tippy tippy toes. Exhale, step your foot to your thumb. Inhale, rise to lunge, and then bend into your right knee. Right hand finds your belly. Both knees are bent. I can go as a left knee. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, straighten that left leg. Hinge forward, launch off, find your warrior three. Take a moment. Start to bend back into that right leg. Reach the left foot to the floor. Bring the arms overhead, maybe cactusing arms. Feel free to float down into that back knee. Bringing your fingertips on either side of your foot. Stepping your foot back, taking a push-up. Dropping onto the knees and the forearms. Pulling your body through, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Left side, strong side. Lift up through those left toes. And then step your left foot between your hands. Inhale, rise to lunge. Exhale, hands to your belly and low back. Bend into your right knee. Keep your legs there, but begin to straighten through that right leg as you hinge forward. Maybe step halfway through. Maybe lift that right foot all the way off the mat. Squeezing your palms together. Rotating that right hip down. Bend back into that left leg. Bring your right toes down. Inhale the arms up. Bring your hands behind your head. Open your heart. Frame your foot. Step your foot back. Take your vinyasa. Enjoy time in your downward dog. And then drop your knees nice and wide. Big toes touchy. Child pose. Giving yourself at least 3 breaths. Make them big ones. Slowly begin to walk your hands back to your knees, lifting up through your spine, rolling out through your neck. Bringing your knees together, interlace your fingers behind your head, and then just let your low back go. So lift up your chest, see if you can let your head be supported by your hands. Melting through your heart. Tucking your lower ribs in, tucking your tailbone, letting your hands rest on your thighs, tuck your chin. And then just come back to neutral. We're gonna place our palms down, we're gonna tuck our toes, and then stay nice and folded over your legs as you walk your feet out wider than your yoga mat. This time try to keep your toes pointing forward-ish. Always start with the toes pointing out if you know your hips are a little tight. Connect the fingertips, mount the low belly, bend the knees, maybe travel all the way down to your active squat. You can always sit on a pillow or a blanket. Maybe start to point those toes forward. Feel free to wiggle or stretch, getting yourself anywhere you want to go. Give yourself about 5 breaths, closing down those eyes. Being grateful for taking time for your solar Saturday, your 20 minutes of movement, 20 minutes of you, to explore, to embrace, Even if you end up doing nothing that I'm saying, you're on your mat, you're grooving through it, you're listening to your body, you're showing up.